Good morning, YouTube. What's up? I'm coming to you quickly from the car because this topic is really like been poking at me or whatever. So my issue is my son is about to be 1 year old on December 8th. He'll be 1. So his dad, I can count on one hand how many times he's seen him. Mind you, his dad lives literally 5 minutes away from me. 5 minutes away from me, right? So let's go back to the beginning of my pregnancy. So when I found out I was pregnant, we were okay, and we talked about it, and his response was, he wasn't ready for a child at the time. So I tried to take that in consideration, but his reasoning for it was my issue. It wasn't that he couldn't afford to take care of a child. It just didn't fit in his lifestyle. And to me personally, that's not a good enough reason to get rid of a human being. I mean, if financially we weren't unable to, I still would feel like we would need to make a way. But again, it would have been more thought into maybe having an alternate route of having a child. Anyway, so I told him I would think about it, and then when I finally told him, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get it, whatever. But then I changed my mind. Like, I just decided that I didn't want to get rid of my child. So when I told him that I was pregnant, it was like, I'm ruining his life and I'm forcing him to have a kid. All this kind of blame game stuff, whatever. So that was the end of our conversation for months. That was in April. Then he popped up again in July and emailed me and was like, that's messed up how you did me and all this kind of stuff, still blaming me. And I'm like, it takes 2 people to lay down and make a child or whatever. So we go back and forth or whatever. So then he gets missing again. So then I hear from him in October, the day of my baby shower, and I'm assuming because I invited his mom and his sister-in-law or whatever. So he wanted to play nice, and then I was just like, okay, whatever. So we talked, whatever. And a little after that, he was just like, we just need to have a discussion face to face. Now mind you, me and this man live in the same city, and not one time during my pregnancy did I see him until October, and I got pregnant in March. So we went out to eat, we sat and we talked. So he saw me, he saw my stomach and all this kind of stuff. So he was just like, wow, can't believe I'm having another kid and all this kind of stuff, whatever. So we talked or whatever. So he was just like, well, I want you to stay with me tonight and all this kind of stuff, whatever. So I stayed. We talked. Nothing really happened. We just ended up falling asleep. So then after that, nothing else. So I had my son on the 8th. I stayed in touch with his mom because his mom lives right down the street from me. And I talked to her, the day I was going in to have my C-section. And she was just like, well, we'll be up there later. And so I was like, who is we? And so she was like, me and Adrian. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So he came, and my whole family is looking at him like, nigga, what you doing up here? Excuse my language, what you doing up here? So I didn't say anything or whatever. So me and the baby got home, I ended up having to go back into the hospital like a week after I had him because my blood pressure was like through the roof, like where it was, I could have had a stroke. So I'm trying to get over, and this car won't let me over. But he stayed in touch, so I told him, that they were gonna keep me or whatever. So he was acting sincere and concerned or whatever. And then I got out the hospital. So around Christmas, he invited us to come with his family and all this kind of stuff. So I took the baby and let them see him and everything. And then the next day, disappeared. Like, just disappeared. So January comes, and I say, you know, hey, you know, what's up? What are we doing here? So he tells me, well, you wanted a baby. I didn't want a baby. So I'll deal with him when he get older. I was like, say no more. Hung up my phone. After that, I had mentally checked out. I was done, because no child deserves that, whether you wanted a child or not. You know, at the end of the day, you have to man up and take care of your responsibilities. And for you to live right around the corner from me, it's pathetic. Like, that's really pathetic, or whatever. So we ended up not talking. I'm still in touch with his mom or whatever. So then he just pops up and say, hey, wrote me on Facebook and say, hey, I need you. I'm at my mama's house. I need you to come take this DNA test. What? And this was in May. So I was like, okay. I brought my baby. We took the DNA test or whatever. So, you know, the at home, I think once you ship it off, it takes 2 business days for the results to come back. So I'm writing him on the same wall that he wrote me, and I'm like, hey, what's up with the results? Like, what's the problem? So he was like, I told you, I'll let you know, and all this kind of stuff. So then he ended up blocking me from Facebook. I hadn't heard from him for months, until his mom wrote me and was like, hey, how my grandson doing? And I was just like, y'all must be got y'all results back. So she was like, yeah, we did. You know, he does, that's his dad and all that. I was like, duh, I could have told you that, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to try to find a way out of being a parent so bad. And I just was like, if it's that big of a deal, then just sign your rights over, because if, God forbid, if anything happened to me, I'd be damned if I want my child with you. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, well, I'll do that. I'll sign my rights over and all that. I was like, well, you go ahead and spend the money and pay for it or whatever. He has yet to do it. So he'll text me every now and then and say, how's the baby doing? That's it. Nothing else. Like, he has literally seen my son 3 or 4 times, including the time we did the DNA test, so that really doesn't count, and has literally only gave me $200. And my son is about to be 1 next month. And you got all the money in the world to do whatever you want, finance all these hoes you with, because I swear he done had about 5 girlfriends since I've had my baby. But my son is the issue in your lifestyle. When you take care of your other kids, you know what I'm saying? That's not fair to him. But, you know, I took that risk of him not being there because I didn't abort him, you know, and I would never make my son feel like it's his fault. You know what I'm saying? That his dad is too much of a bum not to take care of his responsibilities. And I feel like his anger towards me not having an abortion is more than his love for his son, which is fucked up for real. But ladies, let me know how you feel. What would you do in this situation? Because I've thought about putting him on child support, but I don't know if I really want to go through all of that in the event if something happens to me that he may get access to my son. I don't have a good feeling about that, because my son has no emotional connection to him. Again, my son doesn't even know him, and this man literally stays 5 minutes away from me. Like, he would have to pass my condos to get to his mother's apartments. That's just how close he stays to me. But, you know, let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know. Toodle, I'll talk to you guys later.